Okay, in the divine pair, we have the spirit of wisdom and understanding. We talked about the Spirit of God that rests on top of. If you could just see God sitting again, I want you to get that in your mind and get that in your spirit. That we want the Spirit of God to rest on us because He has imparted, when we receive the baptism of the Holy Spirit, we receive all of these aspects. And what the Spirit of God will do in this season, as Isaiah, the prophet, so clearly released to us, is that there needs to be more. There needs to be the Spirit of the Lord resting on your wisdom and resting on your understanding so that it can be mobile and it can accomplish what God purposed. So here we have the spirit of revelation and understanding is the comprehension of the things of God. And it provides understanding with the mind, giving insight how we perceive things. And how we perceive things is undergirded by the faith of God, which comes from the experience of God. Now we're talking about dealt with faith. So wisdom and understanding together means the insight of the true nature of the things of God and the ability to discern. And that word discerns means to have inside information on the action and view results. Now, I use wisdom in everything. I use wisdom when it comes to performing miracles. You know, some of you all probably don't believe in miracles, but I have many documented wisdom. Let me just name one. I grew up as a child seeing miracles. So for some people it's hard to believe because they don't really see them that often, but I see them. And I know when the atmosphere changes and it becomes conducive for a miracle, those are things that can be documented, they can be tested, they can be proven to have a change literally from one state to the next is considered a miracle. And I live a fasted life. I live a consecrated life. So it's not like I have time to run and go and do something. But I've seen dead come back when they pronounced them to not live overnight. I've been in the operating room with my brother who they were calling cold blue, and through divine wisdom a word spoke. Okay, now understanding comes like this. You got to understand whether or not there's been a prophetic word released over someone before you speak. And that's why prophecy is so important. When prophecy is spoken over your life, futuristic, to declare a certain work that you're supposed to be done. If you should have an interruption in your life, such as a sickness or something attack you, you already know it's God's will for you to live. Why? Because you have not fulfilled the prophecy. Why would God give you a prophetic word about something that's going to occur, then turn around and change his mind and rip you out of here and you prematurely die? So I believe that prophecy, many times that I pray for people, I have record or knowledge of a prophetic word that's already been released over them. So I have what you call understanding. I have insight from God that this is not your time to die. So then I'm not wishy-washy as to whether or not this is of God or it's not of God. And, praying these prayers like, well, God, if it's your will, let them live. I already know. And usually what I go in to change the time and to change what woulda, coulda been, is I begin to bring their prophetic word before the Lord and release the angels to assist. And I've done this on several occasions. A woman who had a stroke, and I had prophesied in her life prior to the stroke. And so when I found out she had the stroke, I prayed for her, called her prophecy into reality, began to wage a warfare, as Paul told Timothy, and her prophecy was cashed in for additional time. That's what happened when Hezekiah prayed and asked God for 15 more years. He cashed in on prophecy, and that will work. That's why I don't despise prophecy. I mean, good prophecy. I know there's a lot of junk out here, but really good prophecy, when prophecy comes to release you into your prophetic destiny. And then as you're living out, another situation, one day my husband and I were riding in Covington on the road, and we were talking, and some things had broke through for us. And at a moment in time, I said, now we can fulfill the work of the ministry. And just as I said that, a red little car was heading on head-on collision. And with that word, catapult, changed the time and the destiny of my life, because those prophetic words had come out of my mouth that said, I now can do the work of ministry. And that changed everything. That's why the Bible, people don't understand the power of words, the destiny of your words. And that comes from the spirit of understanding, which is revealed knowledge on the inside of God's plan for you. The other thing is, wisdom and understanding means that natural things can literally change because you now understand from a different place. I went into the hospital not knowing if I was going to have vocal cords in 1984, but I had already agreed to sing at a major function. And this was September the 1st when I got the report that I had to go in and have my surgery on my throat and have my thyroid partially removed. If not, they thought that there was a dark area that was cancerous. This was in 1984. Now, God had already ordained that I sing, and then I find this report. See, God works in reverse. We work in as things come. So I kept the appointment and told them that I would sing. The surgery was the 1st. I was to sing on the 24th of that month. That would have been 4 weeks after being out of major surgery and having to sing. And the miraculous thing was that God delivered me, healed me. I was able to sing, and because I did not change because of the prophetic word on my life, I fulfilled because I had insight. I had insight. You got to watch what God has planned for your life today. It has everything to do with anything that comes after you. It's only to strengthen your faith, not to take you out of the game. And so when we look at wisdom and understanding, remember this, when you look at wisdom, that it is the inside, it's the undercover, it's the covert operation of the Spirit on your behalf. It is what God is doing on the inside. And when the Spirit of wisdom reveals it, then you know the timing and the place and the season in which to operate, and you know what move to make next. God bless you.